take your time to find your seat and close your eyes if you feel comfy with that. So everything in the practice is an invitation, it's suggestive. It's definitely not any kind of, you must do this, you must do that. If I was going to say must, I'd just probably say you must try and listen to your own body, to how you feel this morning. So getting into your position, checking your clothes, your hair. Maybe just have a little move from side to side on the sit bones, and then settle at what you feel in this moment is your central point. So even weight on both sides. Take a nice deep breath in, grow a little bit taller. And as you breathe out, keep that length, but soften through the face, the shoulders, and into the belly. So we want spaciousness of the belly to allow us to breathe fully into that space. And let's take these moments just to arrive. So whether you're arriving at home, whether you're arriving in the studio, and it's your first time here, or you've been here before, how does it feel today, in this moment? So what are you experiencing, if anything, physically in the body, moment by moment? How's the mind feel this morning? Mindful or mindful, maybe? Either is fine. So this isn't to judge or criticize ourselves. This is just awareness. How am I arriving? How's the breath? What's our experience of our breath this morning? And maybe we're putting it into words, maybe we don't have the words and we are just literally experiencing something. And we're going to begin our practice now, just listening to the chant of Om. So Om is the sound, the vibration of unity, of oneness. So perhaps with the sound and vibration, we're finding connection to ourselves. Could be that we are feeling out our connection to something greater than ourselves, or to brothers and sisters around the world. Take a nice deep breath in down to the belly. Open out through the mouth. And let's gently give the eyes open. Okay, so welcome. We're going to start with a little bit of gentle seated movement. If you literally just wanted to sit there, then that's fine with me. Like, any class is your class, right? You pay to be here. So do what you want to do. Just take a breath in, sweep up, join the palms, maybe look to the sky. As you breathe out, draw it down to the heart space. Just continue like that with your own breath. So at any moment, you could reclose your eyes. So this is that union, the yoking of breath and body. So yoga itself meaning to yoke or to unify. So all going to be breathing at different rates. So it's nice to just have these moments to be with our own flow. Next time the hands are at the heart space, let's just leave them there. So this is Namaskar or Anjali Mudra. Take a breath in, reach the fingertips up to the sky. As you breathe out, sweep to your right hand side. So kind of mirror. Inhale, turn back to center, rejoin the palms. And as you exhale, take it over to the opposite side and continue that a couple more times with your own breath. So really reaching and opening through side body, starting to get into the spine. If you decide that your seated position isn't as comfy now, you can always change it. So feet together, legs extended, whatever you feel is best for you. Let's just take a couple more. And next time we're back to center with that breath in, join the palms, breathe out, bring the hands to the heart space. And let's switch the cross of the legs. So we're quite habitual creatures. We will have gone with a certain cross of the legs. So it might feel like, for me, it's like, no, this is why I don't sit like this, because it's really not as comfy, but it's good to try both sides. Breathing in, we're reaching the fingertips up. As you breathe out, your left hand comes down to the ground, the right hand comes up and over. And then we could take another breath in, really reach up with the right fingertips. And as we breathe out, just gently coming over into our lateral stretch. Nice, breathe here. You can breathe in through nose, out through nose, or in through nose, out through mouth. So feel out what serves you. Push down through that left hand, breathe in, sweep the hands up to join. Breathe out, take it over to the opposite side, right down, left over. Breath in, reaches right through that left side body. As you breathe out, just encourages you to come into your stretch. Lovely. If you notice the breath is a little bit raggedy, then maybe come out of that side bend a little bit. So we want a nice full breath. Push down through right, take a breath in, sweep up, join the palms, breathe out, bring it back to center. Nice. And let's release the hands just down to wherever it feels comfortable. We're going to start to take some circles through the lower body. So you can switch the cross of the legs back, or maybe you decide you're going to stay here. And you might be taking small circles. So I want you to just, be intuitive. What is good for you? It might be like real big. I know, right? It's like someone else crossed back, so I don't feel so bad. Or it might be you're kind of like rolling round on the sit bones. So just starting to warm up into pelvis, sacrum. And you know what? This kind of movement can just feel like quite freeing, quite nice. Let's pause, take it in the opposite direction. So if you went clockwise, we'll go anti. Lovely. Just a couple more. And then coming back to a neutral position. Let's uncross the legs, drop them to one side, and then we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So feel free to use your blanket under your knees if you want that bit of support. And have your props close to the top of the mat. So they're handy for various reasons, which we can explore. So fingers are always spread, much like the toes are always spread. We want nice big surface area. Shoulders might be over the wrist, hips might be over the knees, but it's your body, you decide. As we take a breath in, belly drops down, shoulders draw back, heart space opens. Push down into the earth as you breathe out. Start to arch the back, chin to chest, squeeze in through the pelvis and the abdominals a little bit. Continue like that. Inhale opens you up. Cow, not that you're a cow, just saying that's cow position. Exhale. I just realised I just went cow when I came forward. And the exhale is into our cats. So again, really nice and like simplistic version of flow here, how we can connect breath and body, get through the spine into the hands. We might be pushing gently on the tops of the feet. We might even tuck the toes. So see what that feels like. We're creatures who spend a lot of time in socks and shoes. So maybe you want to just have a stretch out of the feet. And you could continue like that, or you might make it a little bit more intuitive. So you could just start to rock from side to side. You could start to take some circles, so transferring weight forwards, backwards, all around. There's something else called a figure of 8. So in your mind, you're just literally drawing a figure of 8 with the body. So do what feels best for you this morning. Lovely. And let's come back to our tabletop position. So it's a little bit active. We're kind of squeezing and drawing the belly button in and up. We tuck the toes onto the mat, push the feet back to the heels. So getting into soles of feet once more. Take a breath in, prepare yourself. As you breathe out, lift the knees, lift the seat, and step your feet to what feels comfortable for you. So hip distance is quite common. You could go wider. You might find that you get a little bit more height with the bum. Have a little bit of a mooch out if you want to. So you could have a little bit of a stretch. They call it walking the dog. Not sure if I like that one. But if you're just moving through the knees, hips, head is heavy. And then let's find a couple of breaths of stillness here if we can. So inhale. As you exhale, seat pushes up nice and high, head is heavy. Take a breath in. Breathe out. As you next breathe in, start to shift the gaze between the thumbs. Soft knees as you breathe out, walking the toes towards the backs of the wrists. So it might take one big step, it might take a couple. Feet hip distance here will help you feel a little bit more balanced. You could use your props or not, so I leave that up to you. If we're using props, they're going to come underneath the hands. Push down through the hands, start to lengthen through the legs and the arms as we come up to a halfway position. Crown of the head comes towards me. So we feel active. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Take a breath in there. As you breathe out, soften the knees, curl the chin in towards the chest, and we come into Uttanasana, our forward fold. So if that doesn't feel quite right for you, then you can always lift back up into your halfway position. We're going to start to come up to a standing position. We'll lift the head first. Breathe in, push down through the feet. You could sweep the hands up. Look to the thumbs as you join the palms, upward salute. Turn the hands away as we breathe out and release them. And maybe just have a little shake out of hands, shake out of feet, shake out of whole body. Yeah. I love teaching that. Teacher at uni, and I'm quite expressive and like love deep breaths and like, yeah. And the uni students are just like, and I'm like, that's not shaking out, but that's okay. They're very shy. And we'll come to Tadasana. So again, feet hip distance will make you feel a little bit more steady, but you can have your feet together. So that's a position called Samasthiti. Roll the shoulders back. Let the arms feel heavy here. Chin is parallel to the earth. Same as when we're seated. Take a breath in, feel length through the spine. Take a breath out, soften face, shoulders, belly. Tadasana, mountain pose. And let's just play a little bit with our weight here. So whole of the feet stay to the earth, but we're just taking and swaying our weight over to the right a little bit. Bring it to center and sway over to the left. Back to center. Again, feet stay solid to the earth, shifting the weight into the toes. Then come back to center, shift weight into heels. And back to center. So that's your neutral point. Nice deep breath in. Breathe out and release. Gently blink the eyes open. Take a breath in, sweep high, palms towards me. You might even cross the arms. As you breathe out, soften the knees and fold the body forward. Hands to props or not, whatever you think. Inhale back into that halfway position. We rise with strength. Exhale, we fold with softness. Starting to lift the gaze as we sweep the hands upwards. Again, you could cross the arms. And as we breathe out, we release. So take another one like that, just with your own breath. This is half sun salutation. Whenever you're ready, we'll meet back into Tadasana. So take it at your own pace. And back to Tadasana. Take a breath in. Breathe out. And we're going to add a little bit onto that. So as we breathe in, we sweep the hands upwards, palms forwards. As we breathe out, we fold down. We're familiar with that. Props or no props, take a breath into our halfway position. And as we breathe out, let's step our right foot back. So in our runner's lunge position. Breathing in, we gaze forwards. Breathing out, we soften. Option here could be, as we next breathe in, we rise up. And once again, as we breathe out, we soften. So you decide where you want to be. Steady in the breath. Let's take a breath in here, taking the hands down onto the floor. As we breathe out, we're going to step that left foot back, seat to the sky, downward facing dog. We've been here before. Nice deep breath in. As we breathe out, push the seat upwards. And we'll take a little mini vinyasa here. If you know your own, and keyword here is safe, that's absolutely fine. Go with your own flow. If not, then we'll go with mine. So as we breathe in, we start to come into a plank position. Squeezing through the abdominals a little bit. Nice. As we breathe out, we drop the knees to the earth. So knees naturally fall behind the hips. Flatten the tops of the feet. Take a breath in, lean the body forwards. Breathe out, hover down to the ground. Push through the hands, roll the shoulders back as you breathe in, Bhujangasana, tuck the toes, seat to the heels. Breath in, breathe out. We land back in downward facing dog. You could always land in tabletop if you prefer, so it's up to you. As you breathe in, take the gaze between the thumbs. As you breathe out, start making your way towards the top of the mat. So you've been here before, nice and low. Inhale that halfway position. Exhale to forward fold. Rounding through the spine. Starting to lift the gaze as we breathe in, sweeping the hands upwards, join the palms. Turn them away as we breathe out. Back to Tadasana. Have a little shake out if you need it. And let's settle back down. Perhaps the eyes are closed, perhaps the gaze is forwards in what we call a drishti point. So whatever you feel best with. As we breathe in, we feel length and strength. As we breathe out, that softness through muscles of the face, shoulders, and spaciousness of belly. Let's gently blink the eyes open. Take a breath in, sweep the hands up. You could cross the arms. As you breathe out, sweep to your right hand side, open out the arms. Inhale, come back to center, cross the arms if you wish. Exhale, left side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, folding forwards. Take a breath in, halfway. Breathing out as you step your left foot back. Breathe in as we take the gaze forward slightly. Breathe out, just softening. Up to you as you breathe in, you could sweep the hands upwards. Breathe out, soften. Nice. So we can always put our back foot down onto the earth if it doesn't feel as steady to have the heel lifted. Take a breath in. Let's breathe out to come back down towards the ground. Inhale here. This time we're going to exhale to step forwards. Breathe in, lifting upwards. Breathe out and back to Tadasana. A moment just to reset. Perhaps take a nice deep breath. And let's move into a little bit of balance. So blinking the eyes open, you might gaze at a point. So there are some interesting points to go. Well, mine's like not, because I've just got a pillar. But gaze at an interesting point if you can find one. We'll bring the hands onto hips or waist. And just have a moment to transfer weight forwards, lifting the heels, and backwards, lifting the toes. Still with our gaze point fixed. Just getting used to what it feels like to transfer weight. Come back to the position where you feel like, yes, I'm solidly on the earth here with my feet. Pressing down through that right foot. Let's take a breath in, start to lift the left foot away from the earth. As we breathe out, we're going to turn that left knee out, place the sole of the foot to the inside edge of the right leg, wherever it feels comfy. If we prefer, we can take the left toes down to the earth. So Vrikasana, our tree position. Take a breath in. Breathe out, soften the face and shoulders. If you like, you could join the palms together. So once again, we're back in Namaskar or Anjali Mudra. So this is a seal of energy in Mudra. If you wish, you could breathe in, fingertips come up to the sky. Breathe out, sweep the arms like we're creating a circle, come back to the heart space. You could take one more if you wish, or keep the hands where they are. Nice. Let's take a breath in, turn and lift that left knee. And as we breathe out, plant the foot and the hands down, give it a little shake off if we need to. The silence in a room when you do balance is like palpable because everyone just goes, and then we'll move to the other side. So again, hands to hips or waist. Let's just begin in a good place. So rocking weight forwards and backwards. So not rushing into things, right? We probably do that enough in the outside world. Let's just prepare well, ground well. Then finding that spot that feels steady. Push down through left foot. Take a breath in. Start to lift up through right. As you breathe out, turn and open that hip out. Place the right foot where you feel is comfy. Could be toes down towards the ground. Hands could come towards the heart space. We could inhale, lift the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, sweep around. And you might want to take one more like that. Totally up to you. So be where is good for you. As we breathe in, we start to lift and turn that right knee back to center. As we breathe out, we're going to step it back. And just shimmy that left foot across to the left side of the mat. That's going to give you better balance. Lovely. Inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky, palms towards me. As we exhale, let's come down towards the ground. Plant the fingertips or palms. Take a breath in, gaze forwards. Breathe out, step back into downward facing dog. Let's inhale into our plank. Exhale to drop the knees. Breath in to shift the weight forwards. Breath out, coming down to the ground. Roll the shoulders back as we breathe in, mini back bend. Tuck the toes. Breathing out, seat to heels. Breath in. Breath out. Last downward facing dog. So looking for even weight through hands and feet. So often we tip the weight forward into the hands. Now, of course, it's all a learning experience. And some days you might feel like, yeah, woke up really energetic. Other days maybe tired. Right now is confusing because theoretically we're moving into spring energy-wise, but we've kind of taken a step back to winter. So if you're feeling a bit mixed, then that's okay. Let's start to soften into the knees. Step the feet out to the width of your mat and turn the toes outwards. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, walk the hands in towards you, bend the knees. The seat starts to sit down into Malasana. So options here could be that you take your blocks and sit on your props. Lovely. We can keep the hands down to the earth if we feel steadier that way, or lift the hands, join the palms, close the eyes if you feel okay. So this is a really nice one for spring. I follow Chinese medicine, so Eastern medicine, more than West medicine. And we have a really strong liver line through the inside of your leg. Liver is our organ of spring. So detoxing, cleansing, fresh starts, looking after the liver. If you want to take this into a little bit of a twist, reach away as far as you can with the left hand inside this left leg. As you breathe in, sweep the right fingertips up to the sky. You might lift the gaze. Take a nice deep breath in now. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Return to center. Just lengthen the spine. And then if you wish, over to the other side. So we're reaching away with that right hand. As we breathe in, we sweep up with left. Lovely. Take a breath in. Breathing out, we return to center. And then making our way down onto our mats in the way that is best for us, popping our bum down. Let's extend the legs forwards, give them a little bit of a shake, stimulate through your liver line maybe, a little bit of a pat. So if you follow Tai Chi or Qigong, then there's a lot of tapping and patting on your head. What's that way you try and like pat your head and rub your belly and you're like, no. And we're going to come into a little bit of a seated twist here. So bringing your right heel in towards you, just as much as is comfortable. You could have it inside this left leg. You could step it over if the foot meets the earth. I leave that to you. And we can twist in either direction. So for example, in a pregnancy class, we teach to twist away from your belly because obviously it's in the way. But we're going to teach to twist into this side. If you're like, no, that's not comfortable, then go the other way. Flex that left foot. We catch hold of the right leg with the left hand. Right hand, as we breathe in, we sweep up, extend through the side body. As we breathe out, we're sweeping it behind, planting it down. Push that right hand into the earth. Breathe in, lift through the spine. Breathe out, turning. Maybe it's just a little bit of the shoulder, that right shoulder that rotates. Lovely. So if that feels like it's a little bit trapped, then take it to the other side, left hand behind you, your choice. Let's take a breath in, stay in the twist. And we lead with the head first as we breathe out. Head turns, upper spine all the way around. And we take it for a little derotate here. So left hand behind. You could bend that right elbow and bring the right arm inside the right knee. Spread the fingers. Keeping that left foot flexed. Inhale here. Exhale to turn back to center. And slowly extend away with that right leg. And let's come on to the other side. Bringing that left knee in, maybe stepping over, totally up to you. Holding with the right hand, flex that right foot, breathe in, sweep the left fingertips up, get that length through the body, breathe out, rotate, place that left hand down, push into the earth as we breathe in to lengthen, breathe out, gently twist, flexing into our right foot, lovely. Take a breath in, breathe out, slowly derotate, and take it round to the opposite side. Right hand behind, you could bend the left elbow, or other alternatives that you know, so never feel fearful to explore what you know, or what you might want to explore. Take a breath in. Breathing out, turn to center, and let's extend that left leg away. So you could take the legs out a little bit wider, have that little movement, which might feel natural anyway, just to check you're on the sit bones. And different ways of doing all different kinds of shapes. So if you know you're quite mobile through the backs of your legs, I would maybe flex your feet so you've got a little bit of muscle ignition there. If not, you could keep your toes soft. And you might want to use the bolster. So this is a bit more of a restorative position. If you wish, you could take a breath in and you could be folding with a flat back. So my belly gets in the way, but this is what a flat back would look like for me. A curved spine would be like this. So take whichever option you prefer. You could rest your head on the bolster. You could rest your arms on the bolster. Breath in, first of all. So that gives us the lift, the length that we look for. Breath out, take your version of your forward fold. And you can make this as active, so what we would call yang energy, heat, fire, or as passive, yin, cooling, as you wish. There is no right or wrong. Perhaps the eyes are closed or the gaze is soft. Remember, the breath is something we can continuously join to the practice. So we might inhale, feel that little bit of lift and rise. And as we exhale, feel the surrender. This tune, Oma Satoma Satgamaya, lead us from darkness to light. I'm going to take a couple more breaths here, starting to wind down. And the breath is such a fantastic tool for release as well. So I'm sure we've all kind of been like, when maybe someone annoys us or if we annoy ourselves. So that's welcome in the space, you know what I mean? So if you just like, something's weighing heavy on the mind, it's interrupting your practice. The point of the practice is to try and be as present as we can. So maybe we just need a, just like, nice. If you came down and you've got a flat back, I would lift head first. If you rounded, maybe you roll all the way up with the head coming up last. Just take a few rolls of the shoulders, maybe a little shake out of the hands. Stay in that position if that's comfortable for you. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, drop the chin towards the chest. So the spine stays relatively long. We're just working through the ligaments in the back of the neck. As we breathe in, let's come through center. Tilt the chin up towards the sky. You'll probably find naturally the mouth wants to open to give you a bit of space. But this is our throat space here, the Shuddhi in our chakra system, center of communication, speech, speaking our truth. Take a breath in when it's there for you. As you breathe out, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. So of course, it's not necessarily going to touch, just in that direction. When you're ready, breathe in, head comes back to neutral. Breathe out, drop it over to the left. So really gentle stretches for the neck, shoulders, top of spine, jawline, all spaces that hold tension, sometimes anger without us even knowing. The emotion of that spring is anger. So make of that what you might. The tough side of that is, of course, learning to deal with our anger. Anger as a motivator rather than anger as a rah, rah, rah kind of thing. Breathe in, back to center. Nice, deep breath out. Nice. And let's make our way down onto the earth. So if you know there's a particular position you like to be in for Shavasana, it could be seated, it could be lying on the side of your body. If you like to have a bit of support from your bolster under the knees, if you want to cover yourself with a blanket, eye pillow, so make it like super cozy. That's what we all come for, right? Everyone comes for the Shavasana. And this is part of the practice. So, you know, if your yoga practice daily, sleep is different, but if your yoga practice is conscious breath, lying in Shavasana, that's your yoga practice. So take your time, get really nice and comfortable. Whether that means you adjust clothes, hair, whether you need just that final little wiggle or stretch. Grab as much as you need in the room. If you need anything else at all, then let me know. And if you're at home, same applies. So get those cushions off your sofa. If you're in your bedroom, you might pop yourself back in bed if you've got time to sleep. So we want to be in a position that feels really nurturing for us. We feel warm, we feel cozy. And Shavasana is a brave space, you know. So we're lying here, we're just allowing our body to relax. Often we're in a room of people we don't know that well. But know that this space is held safely with love for you. And perhaps it would be a lovely thought to think that this is exactly where you are meant to be this morning. With these people in this space, nothing else requires your attention or is more important than this. Taking necessary, deserved time to rest. And we're going to listen in our Shavasana to the chant of Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And this is a chant, not necessarily just of peace, so Shanti is our chant of peace, but the meaning behind this is may all beings, everyone in the world be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life help towards this freedom for others. Staying exactly as you are. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly. Release it with a sigh out the mouth. Releasing anything that doesn't serve you as you move into your Saturday. And in a moment, you will hear the sound of the chimes. And that is a slow awakening. So don't rush. Just maybe a little wiggle and a stretch. Beginning to wiggle the fingers, the toes, the face. You might have a full body stretch, so almost like you've just woken up on a brand new day. You might have a little roll around. You feel like you need a little bit of energy, so it's not unusual, especially as we're lead quite busy lives, that, you know, when we lie down and get into this space of Shavasana, we're like, oh my gosh, I feel exhausted now. So maybe have a little bit of a shake out of the hands, of the feet. So we're just getting a little bit of energy back into the body. Lovely. And nice and slowly, just rolling over completely onto your right hand side, unless there's any reason that you shouldn't. So right hand side is our energetic side. Just take a moment and a breath there. And you might keep the eyes closed or have a soft gaze as you start to push into the earth as your anchor and bring yourself up to a comfortable seat of your choice. So don't look to me, look inside you. What feels comfortable for me? As we breathe in, we sit that little bit taller. As we breathe out, we soften. And we'll close the practice with a single chant of Om in a moment. So again, that sound, that vibration of unity, of connection. You don't have to chant, but don't worry too much about, oh gosh, what's my singing voice like? I mean, I just go for it. I don't know what my singing voice is like. You could hum, you could just listen, you could join in, up to you. Join in the palms together, sealing our practice. In a moment, we breathe in, prepare us for our arm, and we breathe out and chant on the exhale. So take a breath in. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, gently bowing down, dropping chin to chest. So maybe just a moment just to think about the cause of our practice today. And ultimately, this connection. Thanking yourself for being here, body, breath, and mind. Thanking each other for being here. And a big thank you from me, not only for being here, but for trusting me to guide you, for making the donation. So supporting something bigger than ourselves. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. The light and dark in me honors the light and dark within you. Namaste.